Mm, all right. All right. What's up? All right, straight in. All right. It's not gonna be long tonight. So, women don't respect other women unless they have a man. Right? I'm gonna say it again. Women don't respect women. Right? They don't know nothing about respect, especially if they don't have no man. But they can have some sense of connection, admiration towards a woman who has a man. Right? This is why it's dangerous for single moms, right? Because probably the only people who can protect them or show some respect, it will be law enforcement, right? Other than that, not even neighbors or other people. It's just by nature, right? It's just kind of like a psychological trait in humans embedded of how nature works. When you see a woman that it's single with kids, other women just feel kind of like the right to walk over her and just talk to her in a very bad way, right? It's crazy, but it's real, right? But this is brings me back to one of my favorite topics of all time. It's the value of a man, right? What's really the value of a man? What makes us men valuable, right? You know, we've been told it's money, status. I've been talking about this. Wrapping it up, it's all garbage, right? As a man coming out of the womb, you already have value. Period. It's just a matter of time to discover that you have a brain and you have organs, right? That are working to your benefit. Okay. And this is how you create value, right? In yourself as a man, right? Don't be lied. Don't be a fool and start believing this trending concept about that you have to chase money, right? And status to have value, right? It's a lie. It's a trap. Okay. It's a trap. There's nothing wrong with money. There's nothing wrong with material possessions. Nothing wrong. Zero. Absolutely zero. What's wrong? Absolutely wrong. Erroneous. It's and foolish. That's the word. Foolish. If you think that that brings you your true value as a man, is your possessions. It doesn't. Right? It doesn't. Mm, It doesn't. So, what's the difference between a woman and a man, right? In society. So, a man automatically, his family is not gonna tell him that you're already enough. No, not in this perfect world, right? Your dad, your mother's not gonna tell you that you don't need, nothing else but yourself. Of course not. Everybody, every parent bombard us with the extra things that we need, right? To be a person of value, of worth. Mm. And the worthiness, right? To be worthwhile as a man has nothing to do with possessions, right? And it has everything to do with character, right? Character cannot be bought in a grocery store. Mm. I can buy a house. You can buy a house, right? You can buy a vehicle, brand new vehicle. Mm. Your neighbor can buy a vehicle. Can you buy character? Absolutely not. Mm. Absolutely not. That's the true value, mm, in a man. Character. What is character, though? What is character? What's up, Joe? What's up? What is character? Right? Character is your aura, right? Character is the only thing that people, law enforcement, courts, corporate jobs, your family, your girlfriend, your wife, neighbors, enemies, everybody, including animals, can sense about you. That's the only thing they feel and they see in a man. It's not their vehicles, it's not their possessions, it's the character. That's why it's so important, right? To understand that as a man, you're already born with value. Understanding this truth, you start developing character because then you're not pursuing nothing but yourself. Isn't that crazy to grow up and to know that there's somebody who knows you more than you know yourself? That's crazy. That's so crazy. If people think this is something light, something that has that, come on, man, just it's not a big deal, right? Because I've heard it. I've heard it in prison, outside prison, at my jobs, at bars, gatherings, barbecues, churches, anywhere, right? It's not that a big deal. It's not a big deal to know that there are people who know you better than yourself, right? There's literally people who think that this is a fucking a magic trick. This is an exaggeration, right? They think it's not a big deal, bro. You're exaggerating. They think something like it's supposed to be taken lightly. I don't know myself actually. I don't even know if I have a brain. I don't even know how many organs do I have, right? And this is what they're using against us. Very simple, right? Not to lose track of it. What's up? Hi. Somehow remind me of John Tortura. Okay, I don't know who that is, but I'll look it up. So, guys, coming back as a man, you're born automatically, right? Coming out of the womb, they smack your ass and you start crying. That's when you start creating value for yourself. And this is the demonstration that you're alive, right? You start breathing, your lungs, right? For the first time. Mm? They know what's oxygen. All the organs are doing their job outside the womb. Now you're getting to gain knowledge, right? Mm? This is you're creating value on a daily basis, right? Because you possess your own brain and your vehicle. Okay. So it's crazy, right? How we fall for the trap. Like I said, it's not our fault. Okay. Our parents did their best to teach us or pass their little knowledge, right? To tell us how to live. And it's okay. It's all right. But it's our own responsibility if our parents didn't taught us nothing, we can't blame them, right? It's really not easy, right, to get out of this mentality. You literally have to go through some big suffering, some painful, or to be exposed to something, right? And what I was exposed a lot, it was prison, federal prison. And then I got to see a lot about how the courts, the federal system, the legal system, politics really work from the inside out. Okay. And this, for me, instead of getting resentful with the system, I promised myself that this was my college degree. I took it like this. They thought I was crazy when I was in the BOP. They thought I was crazy. But anytime they had trouble, they'll come to me for some reason, right? Not everybody, but a lot of them. Okay. Mm. I have nothing to do with tattoos, but I don't have a ink of drop in my body of tattoos. Right. One of the things that I took it as a very one of the best compliments in my life was that excuse me, sir, what is this gap of 10 years? Yeah, I was incarcerated. Come on, stop joking. I'm like, no, for real, sir. I was incarcerated. That's why there's a gap in there. And they don't believe it, right? And that's good. This is like, yes, yes. I was doing my time right. All right. I was doing my time right. I'm not against tattoos, but I was not that kind of guy who lied to myself saying that, I want to be intimidated with the wrong and by the wrong reasons, right? I'm not that guy. All right. So going back to character and recognizing that automatically you're a man of value without possessions, right? Women tend to know this in a very instinctual way. They don't tell you this, right? They don't tell you this because sometimes they don't even know it. And it's okay. Women sometimes they don't know everything, right? But you need to understand that as a young man, you need to stop being a fool and you need to stop paying attention to anybody who tells you that your worth it's somewhere else than here with you, right? And you have to pay attention to people who encourages you, who tells you, bro, you have a brain. Use it. Because there's a lot of vultures out there that are trying to use it for you. Okay. There are people there that are trying to make decisions for you. How to live your life, how to pick your clothes, how to pick your shoes, what vehicle to drive, what kind of woman. I can go on and on and on and on and on. Right. So the true value of a man is his character. Okay. His character is to understand that every day you get to go out there and use your brain and your body to create the real currency experience, right? I say this every time, right? Every time, okay? There's a saying that I really love. Whenever looking for love, act like you don't really want it. When chasing money or after money, act like you don't need it, right? And when you do the opposite, well, people take advantage of that, right? Because now you're after something that is outside of you. And it's not because it's not needed. We all need money, of course. Corporate world, we need money because not need money because we cannot live out of it. We can't live without money. It's not that. It's because money is needed just like you need to take a shower on a daily basis, right? You take a shower, but you don't make a big deal out of it. So that's kind of like the attitude you have to have with money and love, right? I need to take a shower, right? Boom, you take a shower, blah blah blah. Okay, it's over. So it's something that you do, but you don't dwell on it, right? And this is what creates character, because what is more valuable than yourself? Okay. Hmm? I remember I went with a friend. He was trying to buy a car in a dealer, right? A car lot. And these people are sharks, man. These people are sharks. I met like three people who were um, salesmen, right? And they were locked up because of tax evasion and fraud. They're vicious, right? They're vicious. They're very good at what they do. So this guy, it was a friend who told me, "Hey, can you go with me?" Yeah. And I'm saying, "I'm gonna go with you, but I ain't gonna talk. I'm just gonna be there. And once I see you acting like a fool or like an idiot, I'm just gonna give you a tap on your shoulder. All right. And I don't want you to argue with me. That means you're like, time out, we need to go talk. Okay, and then come back." So yeah, I talked to him like three times, right? And he said, like, man, what's going on? Like, you don't really know? Like, are you paying attention how he's talking to you? Every time you have a question, right? He doesn't answer your question. He puts a question in your mind, thinking that you're asking that question. It's so dark, man. I'm just like, oh my god, man, this really guy is so slow. But hey, I had to be patient, right? And I appreciate it. He trusted in me, right? So at the end of the day, he said, "Thank you for coming." That guy didn't like it at all, right? And I didn't say no word. I was just tapping to his shoulder. All right, time out. I need to talk to you, right? So this is what I'm telling you guys. This is what I'm telling you guys that this nonsense garbage about the value of a man, because we all see these, and I don't want to go through the names because I don't want to get clout, or I don't want to be one of those guys that's gonna just start fucking talking about other people's life. But we know who am I talking about. All these people who are trending in YouTube and these fucking Instagrams, all these people who are claiming that a man of value is somebody who has status, right? Vehicles, Lamborghinis, businesses, right? Etc. All that, it's good. Very good for you, but it doesn't bring you value. At the end of the day, anything created by man fades away. Character is only created by you. Anything created by you right? It's everlasting, forever and ever. Okay. Even if you are like me, if you believe in some mystical philosophies, ideas that in your next reincarnation, you take that knowledge with you. You just have to remember it. Okay. That's the true value of a man. Okay. Next time you go to a woman, so what do you do for a living? Right? You can answer that, right? But at the same time, you have to educate her. Sometimes women are stupid, right? You need to educate her like you. Shh, no, mm-mm, doesn't work with me, right? Here's one of the reasons why a lot of women are going to OnlyFans and careers, not OnlyFans only, but they go to college, have their degrees, PhDs, and they don't need men no more. And that's the answer. Men should be happy. For the first time, you know that that's not the true value of a man. If women are not marrying or chasing men because of the money, because now they're doing and earning their own money. Isn't that a good thing to know that a woman is not looking for a man with money? Isn't so fucking logical? You should be happy and jumping this high, right? When a woman doesn't it's not impressed of your money, it should be a good thing. Okay? That means that all this lie that we're being told that we're the providers and that we, the woman, fall in love because what we provide, that's garbage. That's just garbage. She doesn't have no option but to give you that. A woman should be with you because you just makes her feel like nobody else. And if she's not feeling it, next. Right? You should be so confident as a man. I don't care if you're 18, 20, 50, 80 years old. I'm a man. I'm already with value, girl. Right? And if she doesn't recognize that, she doesn't admire that, next. You don't have to lose your time with that woman. Okay? Mm. This is the real knowledge that has been hidden. Okay? These people don't want you to know that because then real men are going to shift all this dynamic. All right. Instead of having two, three jobs, they're going to be working on themselves. Okay. And working on yourself doesn't mean you have three jobs. That's totally garbage. That's a lie. You need more time with yourself. Okay. I literally heard this guy saying, what's your advice for young people if they're 18? If you're 18, right? You're going to go 10, 15 years saving as much money as you can so you can buy or create a business. And really, young people are believing this, bro. Right? People are believing this crap. They are believing this crap that man needs to go and have 10 jobs per week, right? Making corporate jobs, corporate companies more richer than they are, right? And this is how you're going to gain true value. Mhm. I needed to start this channel. I needed it, you know. I never thought I was gonna, start talking to a few people, talking about my not only about my own opinions, but my own experiences, right? What I've learned incarcerated and what I've learned before getting incarcerated, while I was incarcerated, and after I was incarcerated. I understand it's frustrated sometimes because it's a rigged system, but the system, you need to understand, guys, especially if you're a man, the system has loops, right? Lawyers know this, prosecutors know this, they know this, they don't talk about it, right? They don't. And this is the leverage they have against people, over people. So there's always a loop in the system. It don't matter how powerful it is, the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, it doesn't matter. There's always a loop. It's just inevitable. There's a window, there's a gap, and you just have to wait for that because everything is going to be exposed through that loophole, right? Just like time travel, right? You have to be. This is what I said. You have to be patient, right? Because you have to wait for that loop, and that's going to reveal all the blueprint of how things operate. And for the first time, you're going to know that you have been a puppet. And I know we all go through that phase. You're gonna be angry. You're gonna try to drink and get violent, and then fuck all this, and then smoke weed and fucking do some lines and shit like that. It's okay, but snap out of it as quickly as possible. We all go through that phase, right? Don't be tough on yourself. 1, 2, 3 days, stop, stop. You're gonna go through that. You're gonna see like, God damn. For the first time, it's all right. Get a cold shower, get your shit together, and then okay, enough of being bitter, mad, because that's not gonna get you nowhere, right? Once you get exposed to this, now you start using your own brain, and for the first time, now you know that you're the value, right? Everywhere you go, right? Everywhere you go, mm, there's you, okay? That's the true value. That's what opens doors, okay? That's what opens doors. Can you imagine? And then, I mean, really, a man really believe this, right? Really believe this. Going to another country, right? Different laws, right? Different belief systems. And for some reason, right, you can't come there with your possessions, right? You can't take your house. You can't take your vehicle, right? Unless you want to take them on, on the ship or whatever. I don't really know. But at the end of the day, it's like the truth. It's only truthful if it's valid everywhere in the world, right? That's why the law. I know I'm mixing a little bit, but it's important to know this. That's why knowing the law, okay, is kind of fucked up because sometimes what it's legal here, it's illegal over there. What's illegal over there, it's legal here. So that's not the truth. All right. But I tell you this character is truthful anywhere. Choose your country. All right. Choose, I don't know how many countries there, 350, 360. I don't know. Something out there. Right. Choose any country that you want to go, or just like imagine any country. Right. That you think that you would like to be, right? There's only one currency. There's only one true language that any person and every person understands, especially if you're a man, is character. That's the only one. It's character. Okay. All this nonsense, clown stuff about having possessions and all that, it just discourages people, right? That like you just full of BS. Okay. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you fail or succeed. Okay. What matters if can you keep your character. Okay. Do you know? Do you know? And I know this by fact. Okay. Don't ask me how because I don't want to. It's disturbing sometimes. So I've met people, men, right? That they said, you know what, bro? I have $1 million in my bank account. All right. And me, my question is like, how could do you obtain it? Like, share your secrets, right? And a lot of them share their secrets. I'm like, you know what, man? It's all right. Like, I'd rather have no millions, but I don't want that on my mind, right? So this is what young people, my children too, right? They they get excited when they see these people, right, with brand new cars and vehicles and money, but we don't know what they're doing. Like we don't know what they're doing, and I'm gonna tell you why. This is truthful. When I was locked up, I saw people doing degrading stuff for a honey bun. So when I got released out of federal college, I told myself, if men, not people, men do certain things for a honey bun, what are they capable of doing now that there's more money out here? That's why every time I see a millionaire, right? And people say, oh, you're a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm not. I'm not a hater. Huh? I can be a hitter, huh? But I'm not a hater, right? I'm honestly, literally, I just like to know how do you guys obtain that money, right? And I'm not judging, right? But I'm just curious how we fall for this trap just because we see men with possessions, we think they really made it. I'm not saying not all of them. I've said a lot of people are really intelligent, went to college, have education, they're good in business and they're legit people. They're literally legit people. Not all of them, though. Not all of them. Not all of them. Uh, and this is what I told my kid. Like, every time you see somebody, right, with status, with money, vehicles, don't be too quick. Don't be too quick to believe everything he's saying, right? And if he has character, that's the catch. Men with character are always going to tell you the truth, right? They're always going to tell you the truth, okay? Always. Because that's their character. They cannot lie, especially if you ask a question, right? A specific question. How do you make all this money, this fortune? I want to be good with women. They will tell you something, and how do you know it's truthful? Because it will work like this. It will work within 72 hours. This is how you know something's truthful, okay? This is how you know. Mm. It will work right away, okay? That's why when they interview people, how do you become a millionaire? Oh, hard work. Hard work my fucking balls. It's a lie. They trying to convince you that you have to keep working hard in your corporate job so you can make people more richer than how they are. Mm. Cats have more bones than human. I don't know. Alex Pereira, what's up? Horror money. Yes, you're judging. Of course, we're judging, right? These days, you can have observation because they will accuse you. You're judging. You're judgmental. Yeah. What do you think what do you think when you go to court they're gonna do to you? Well, I don't break the law. Well, sometimes you will go to court not because of breaking the law, right? Sometimes you will be called for witness or for something. That's what I tell people, right? Because they want to come back to me and saying, well, you were ex-criminal, you broke the law. I did. I pay my debt. I'm not saying. But people think like, well, don't break the law. Make it sound like it's very easy in America or in the Western hemisphere to just walk in the legal system and think you're not gonna get right. You're not gonna get hit one time. It's not because you're gonna break the law. mm, It's because you are ignoring something, right? And you can be brought to justice not because you have been breaking the law, because you've been ignoring it. Do you know that? Do you know that you can pull over by law enforcement not because you're breaking the law, but because you're ignoring it? Mm? How many times you got pulled over by a cop and never gave you a ticket? He let you go, but you still got pulled over. You didn't broke the law, but he was saying, "Hey, you need to fix your headlight. You need to fix your tail light, right? You need to fix your plates." He let you go. You didn't break the law, right? But you were ignoring something, and he refreshed your memory. So don't come with that garbage. Sometimes people come with that garbage. Well, don't break the law, right? And I told these people, you probably don't even have sex, right? You probably don't even have a woman. You talking like that? That's my answer. What's your opinion on on apples? Apples, the seeds contain it's this I don't know, it's this chemical. It starts with a B. Bor something like that. It's good for cancer, you know. Actually, apples, and we know as apple cider vinegar, apples have to be eaten um warm, right? Because they release this natural chemical. You can't eat raw apples. You know that's a fact. People eat raw apples, but that's not doing anything to you. This is the same, like, oh, eat an apple a day to stay away from the doctor, whatever. I don't know how it goes, right? But apples, they have to be boiled, right? And this is how, like, apple cider vinegar is one of the most magical liquids that exists in this in the world, right? But it has to go through this. You have to cook it, right? It has to go through some temperature. But yeah, so everything's connected. I know, right? Ignorance doesn't hold up in the court of law. Exactly, exactly. Hmm. You say I didn't know the law. Well, too bad, right? They can go a little, not too strict on you, but that doesn't mean that justifies not knowing the law to break the law. But yeah, not all the time you get brought to justice because you're breaking the law. You're just like doing something, and sometimes the system knows because there's so many laws that are being passed on a daily basis, right? On a daily basis, right? That's why sometimes you can't keep up with them, right? And especially if you're in a different state, okay? You're a different state. But going back to the man, right? Man with character, that's the true value that any man can possess, right? And the only way to develop is within yourself. It's you. Nobody can help you with that one. Nobody can help you, right? Character is something that you possess as an individual. It's your true currency, right? It's your true currency. Period. Why? Why is character so important, Alex? Why is it so important? Like, why is it? First of all, women don't know that they need that, right? A man of character is going to say no, right? A man of character already has boundaries with a woman, okay? A woman's acting now, I'm not down for that. I don't. You walk away. See, a man with character has boundaries, right? Has boundaries. Automatically comes with them, okay? It's not that he's reciting them and he remembers his boundaries. No, it just comes naturally because you develop character, right? Through your own body and brain, embracing experiences. Those experiences become currency. Okay. That's your true money in your wallet. Okay. You're walking with money on your pocket. Okay. That's really literally a man with character. It's a man with money in his pocket. People smell that. They sense that. Okay. Driving with a car when you were on your knees and had $1 million in LA, being a man, that's not having character. Right? That's not. That's why this nonsense chasing money, status is the totally garbage of all time. I said it and I will keep saying it until I die. Okay. Chasing money, status, fame. It's the garbage of all time. Hmm? It's the goof, right? Of all time. Hmm? It's not real. It's not. It's not real. Hmm? And I know people are gonna say, "How are you gonna pay your bills?" You know, who cares about the bills, right? Hmm? I know it's very sad. It's very sad, but I'm gonna say it. I know that a lot of men, they're so fearful, and it's just bad. It's bad, but it is what it is. But there's a lot of men I know by fact. There's a lot of men that they will do degrading stuff to keep their house, to keep their woman and their family. This is why we have a degenerate generation of men chasing money, fame, status, because we have believed the wrong people. This is what women want. Yeah, you think so? Yeah, because I met a lot of girls on OnlyFans, right? They make their own money. Mm, mm-mm. They don't care if you have millions of dollars. They don't fucking care. They're making 10 millions. They're making what? 5 grand every month on OnlyFans. Hmm? They don't care about that. Hmm? Like I said, it should be a good thing. It should be an eye opener. Oh shit! You know what? Women don't respond to money. They don't. So what OnlyFans are doing? So these people, strippers, these people who are bending down, showing their butthole, they're still receiving money. They are receiving money. Of course, they're receiving money, right? Mm. But who's paying for that? Men. Mm. Men who pay for sex, prostitution. It's one of the oldest profession, right? The second, you know. But people paying for an illusion that they're having sex on a screen, that's a man with no character. That's a man with no character, right? You can have a man who can pay for a hooker, doesn't mean he has no character. Hey, no, it is what it is, you know. But a guy behind a screen paying for a woman to do certain things and think that he's having real intercourse with that person, that absolutely is a man with zero character. And he has all the money of the world. Of course he has. He can afford it. Right? Most subscribers in fucking OnlyFans, 85% are men. Right? Men who have money. That's why they're there. Okay. Mhm. So can you have money and have no character? Absolutely. 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 And this is always going to be the polarity. Okay. Men with character can have millions. Absolutely. Hmm. Hmm. Absolutely. Hmm. Character has nothing to do with money or without money. Okay. You can have no money, still have character. You can have money, still have character. You can have money and no character. Don't fucking matter. But character is the true value. Hmm? You can't miss it. You can't. It's too obvious. You will trip on it. It's too obvious. It will hit you like a wall, right? It's dark, there's no light. Boom. You got hit on the forehead, on your nose, on your face. Boom. That's a man with character. Not because he's gonna hit you, but you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. It just you can't miss it, right? Can't miss it. Mhm. I can't stretch enough to young kids, right? Mhm. Oh, I need money. I need money. No, you need yourself. That's what you need. When I was locked up, I didn't have fucking money, right? So how do you build those muscles, bro? Oh shit. How do you build that back? Yeah, exactly. Because you're the true value, right? I'm not boasting about it, but many times I've been in, corporate jobs because that's what the law requires, right? When you still, on some legal matter. And you have to have a job, right? And it's okay. And a lot of people come to me like, man, I wanna exercise, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah. Stop chasing money. You are the money, motherfucker. You are the currency. And they just look at me, right? And I tell them, your dad doesn't talk to you like this. He doesn't talk to you that you need to pay attention to yourself. You have a brain. You can make your own decisions. You have to experience life. No, he doesn't talk to me like that. No, it's okay. Good thing that Alex exists. Mhm. Do you like this job? I don't. What are you doing here then? Walk away. Huh? Go and find yourself. Stop chasing money. You're not chasing nothing, right? If there's something you guys have to be obsessed in this world with you. Oh, that's a narcissistic trait. I already know. I already know. All the psychological bitches, old, ran through whores are promoting this garbage. Oh, he's a straight narcissistic psychopath. What's called a triangle? Oh my God. It's so crazy. So crazy, right? Men don't fall for female knowledge. They do have knowledge, but it's only for children. Okay? Women have amazing knowledge. Don't get me wrong. Amazing, divine knowledge, but with their kids, when they have children. Okay? You're not gonna go there and sit on the fucking table to a psychologist, a therapist, a woman to tell you and expect that she's gonna give you the advice of all time. She's just gonna give you a free ticket, right, to succeed in every area of your life. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Okay, not real. Not real. Right? Not real. True woman. True women do possess knowledge. Yes, but not for men. Only for children. Right? Only for children. Right? That's why every time you go to a daycare, if you see a man in there, red flag. Hmm? Daycare should be only women. That's all. Hmm? Well, I'm in love with special need guys, and I feel this calling to help kids. And what the hell? I mean, teenagers, bro, but not babies, you weirdo. Right? I know they're hating on my earrings. Yeah. Style. Style. A man of character is not somebody who has a certain haircut. All right. Style is your own swag, your own thing. You can create your own style, your own haircut. What clothes do you like to wear? Right? It's very different. Very different. Mm. You have to be, I don't like to use the word obsess, but you have to be in love with yourself. All right. You have to love in yourself, but to the point that that love is passed on, right, to the people who can absorb it, who need it, who will ask you, right? Hey, how can I come out of addiction? How can I come out of a breakup? Right? That's character. When somebody tells you, hey, bro, my girl left me for a black guy. How can I do this? How can I? Well, first of all, it's okay. We all go through that. Okay, we all go through that. Okay, you need to understand that women, they're just do certain things, right? And there's another thing that shaming women, it doesn't work. Shaming women, slutting women, it doesn't work. It's like telling a children, why are you eating candy? They're gonna look at you like, what the fuck? I thought I thought it was, food for every day, right? Telling a woman, why are you a slut? Why are you a whore? Why are you just like shaming women for their female nature? It's just inevitable, man. They're just trapped in their own female nature, and they're gonna do what they're gonna do because they're ruled by emotions. All right. They can tell you yesterday, no tomorrow, no today, yes tomorrow. Right? They can leave you for another guy or three guys, and you're like, what the? It shouldn't surprise you. That's how they behave. That's why you have to be a man of value, of character. You need to understand that the only person with character in this planet, it's the male figure, right? This is one of the reasons when you go to a place where there's nothing but women, most of the times they're eating each other. They're just like, blah, 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 blah. In a man, you don't see that. Okay. You see sometimes, but in a man, we were more like dynamic. We were more like we do strategies, right? Hey, bro, come on, this is not working. We need to talk something out. You go over there, you go over there, you will go over there. That's why we have sports, right? I can't lie about it. This is factual thing, right? You're not gonna tell me you want to go to a fucking soccer game and watch a woman play. Hmm? No. Did you saw her score a goal? What? I was watching something else. But yeah, yeah, man, we men possess this, right? This is the advantage that we have. Okay, we need to pass this knowledge to our kids so they don't fall victim to these fools who are telling our kids to chase money, chase fame and status, right? That's not how it goes. That's not. That's not how you're gonna develop true character, right? That's not. That's not. It's not gonna develop true character. Okay. And character is not a belief system. Character is just a compact of experiences that people cannot deny that you have. Period. Right? Mm? It's just period. It's like when you see a chef. When you see a chef, I had a roommate back in the day in Chicago. He was a chef, right? And I literally didn't have money at the time. I'm like, bro, but I just have eggs and these la la la. And he just start fucking, quickly fucking turn the stove, make some fucking boom, boom, boom. He fucking literally, I'm like, God damn, this motherfucker has skills. He made a fucking omelet with all the fucking leftovers that I had for I don't know how many days. And it tasted good, right? So you cannot deny when somebody has something, right? And it comes without effort because he had experience on that, right? It's just an example. I'm not saying it's just a chef. It's just an example with something, right? With character, something that you learn alone with yourself. It has nothing to do with fucking money. It has nothing to do with nothing, right? Nothing with you, right? That's why the CIA, when they go in training, they fucking put you in a room with a fucking boxer butt naked. And this is how you know. You have time to meditate that this is who you are and this is who you have to rely on every motherfucking day yourself. Mhm. That's why the CIA is one of the fucking biggest and the most powerful agencies in the world, right? With Mossad and other ones, yeah, a little bit credit on those too. But they have similar training. They rely on themselves, right? And they're very good at it. Mhm. They rely on themselves and they know how to use people's energies because they know themselves. That's the whole thing, right? If this is not alarming that people know you better than you know yourself, I don't know what would be alarming. If you think that's not an emergency, I don't know what will. Right? If you think it's cool for somebody to know you more than you know yourself, I think it's pathetic, right? It's I can't live like that. I have my own brain. I have my own body. If somebody knows me more than me, I don't want to fucking live, right? Mm? I don't. I believe in medicine. I believe in doctors. But going to the doctor and tells you you need to do this is like a COVID, man. I have the same access to the same information that you have. I don't believe that, right? I'm gonna do what I think is better for me, right? And I think it will make the difference, guys. And I know, opinions are individually, right? But the truth, honestly, character is just a different animal. Character is just a different animal, guys. Right? Regardless if you have tattoos, no tattoos, or whatever, any experience that you have, character is just different. And the only way to find character is when you don't have nothing. If you have something, possessions, material, it's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong to have three, four wives, 700 vehicles, 5 homes. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with that. But you cannot fool yourself to know that am I a man of character? Okay. And the only way to find out is to have nothing but you. I bet, not bet, but I will put my hands on fire if a lot of men will do this exercise, right? I said it because a man told me, okay, bro, I'm going through a divorce, right? My woman is acting out, blah blah blah. I don't know if she's cheating or not, but I don't care, blah blah blah. Okay, how do I know if she still wants me? Okay, pretend that you lost everything, sell everything like a crazy maniac, sell it, or pretend to it, right? If you have somebody that you trust, you put it on his name and or do something, pretend that you went bankruptcy and you don't have no nickel, no penny. This is how you detect who's with you, right? This is how you detect when with you. Mhm. Not when you have, it's when you don't have, right? Can you find a woman that will be with you when you don't have? Absolutely. There's certain women. that they're fighters. Not many. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, my girlfriend. No, no, not many. Few, very few who can literally you can meet and say, you know what, we're gonna work for this together, right? A few. I can even probably name five in the whole country. You know, that's my educated guess, right? Because I don't want to fucking people get excited. Oh, my girl is down for me. I don't think so. I don't know, bro, about that. I have to see it. I have to see it, and I will tell you if it's true or not. But yeah, character, it's the true currency because you create character through experience. How you create experience, how you obtain experience, exposure. You expose yourself to the world, right? You expose yourself. Okay. When you're looking for love, you act like you don't want it. When you're working for money, after money, you act like you don't need it. You need to create this balance because people will take advantage of you and they will make you do things that you will not do if you were aware of your inner power, of your true value. That is, that you have a brain. You have to use it. Use it, right? Mm. You have a body. Move it around. Okay. Women only respond to your aura, right? A woman responds to your aura, right? I thought I responded to my fucking chest and my six pack. Garbage. Garbage. Mm. Garbage. I tell you who responds to abs. Another man. Damn, bro. How did you did it? 1,000 crunches every morning. I tell you who responds to abs, not a woman. Man do. Mm, mm. Man do respond, mm, to abs and big chest. Mm. I never met a woman who said, "Man, I'm in love with my guy. He has a big chest." See, this is why like it's another one. It is another one. Who says that? DJ Khaled. Another one. So this is the thing. Another garbage that's trending, right? What's up, man? What's up, guys? I know, guys, you've been asking me a few questions. I've been being criticized. What? Oh shit! You have to try to chase the stuff, but people get addicted. Yeah. Hi, guys. What's up, guys? Thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys for your support. So, what was I saying? Okay, so I was this trending thing about going to the gym. Let me tell you, right? I don't want to make it long because I'm ready to go to sleep too. So going to the gym, right? This is another thing that these clowns are promoting. Hit the gym, bro. Hit the gym. Okay, first of all, people who own the gym are nothing but thieves, right? Hmm? I was incarcerated and we had no gyms. Mhm. We had no gyms. How do you do it? I think Archer said it. It's a comic TV show. He said, my body or the streets are my gym, right? And there's a truth on it. There's literally a truth. Like you find an excuse to go to the gym where everybody's posing like there's somebody, like they're all celebrities, right? You have women who look worse than prostitutes, right? And you have men who think they're Mr. Olympia. This is like, and I'm not hating, guys. When you want to exercise, you can do your own burpees, you can do your own weight at your house at a local park, right? So all this trending, go to the gym, go to the gym. So it's just like you have to pay for it. And this is what I'm trying you guys to share with you that anything that you have to pay, like you have to pay. No, no, no. Don't get lost and you have to pay. There's nothing wrong about going to the gym, lifting weights. But when you're starting from scratch, right? And the first thing that somebody wants to tell you, go to the gym, that's a very, very dangerous advice in the first place, right? Because first place, going to the gym is just gonna discourage you more than encourage you, right? Because people over there who are getting paid by the gym, they're professional trainers, blah blah blah. They're faking. They're just like selling you products. They're like you're very naive at that point. You're very naive. So the last place you want to go is to the gym, and the first place you want to go is to your body, to yourself. You start doing your push-ups, start doing your pull-ups in a local park, in a tree branch. I don't care, right? Try to push fucking go into the road. If somebody has a fucking um, broken car, push it. And this is how you create your own experiences. Going to the gym and making somebody else rich is another way of generating garbage, right? And making it seem like it's real knowledge, right? I'm sick and tired of listening, go to the gym, go to the gym. Like you make it sound as go to the club. Like basically that's how it sounds. Oh, go to the gym, bro. Like, oh, is it a club? I mean, nothing wrong with a club or the bar, but go to the gym. So automatically, the phrase go to the gym automatically is telling you what to expect over there, right? When somebody wants to get fit, I have a lot of friends who are military, right? So people who are military, they don't have that phrase. They don't have, oh, let's go to the gym, bro. No, bro. It's different. It's different. All that is just fucking garbage. Garbage, right? So when you want to get fit, right? And you already possess a body, you already have value, but you want to get to know your muscles and you want to get to know how strong can I become. So that's good. That's very good, right? It's a way of going. So you're going to start with yourself. Okay. Let's exercise. That's the phrase, that's the words that we use in this manhood brotherhood. Not go to the gym. We don't do that. We don't do that. Somebody who tells you to go to the gym, he's just fooling around, right? He doesn't know. He lost his identity long time ago, right? He might be a fag. Who knows, right? True guys, right, who want to exercise, who really want you to become the best version of yourself, will not tell you go to the gym because they know you're naive and you are ignorant with that concept about what it is.